Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my Random Thoughts on Thursdays. This week I'm going to talk about my rotten teeth. So, I was born with the misfortune of having genetically bad teeth. Both my mother and grandmother were in dentures by the time they were my age, and from the time I was a small child, I've constantly had dental problems. In fact, I still have all my baby teeth, and all of the molars of my baby teeth all have fillings in them. I don't know if they put fillings in baby teeth anymore, but they did back when I was little, in the mid-70s. And so yeah, I had fillings in my teeth when I was a child, and you can see why I probably am still not happy going to the dentist even to this day, because that was probably terrifying to me at that age. And then after I got my adult teeth, I continued to have problems, continued to need fillings and things. Ended up getting some crowns and stuff by the time I was in college, and then I moved out here. I think I ended up with a really shady dentist once I was out here because, first of all, he said, well, all my fillings were wrong. I had to have them redone. So he took all of them out and redid them, over a period of several weeks. And fine. And I was, at this point, I was flossing regularly. I was using Listerine. I was brushing regularly, at least twice a day, sometimes 3 times. I've always been really good about taking care of my teeth. And he got all that taken care of, even ended up putting a crown in for one tooth at one point. And then it was like, okay, fine, all the fillings are in, everything's good. Come back for my 6-month cleaning. Oh, there's more problems, need more work done. Get more work done 6 months later, same scenario. And that happened, I think, 2 or 3 times, and I had it. I was like, I don't know if this guy is trying to scam me. I don't know if all dentists have always been trying to scam me or what, but I've had it with this. So for about 10 to 15 years, somewhere in there, I didn't go to the dentist at all. I was like, I'm done with dentists. I couldn't afford it anymore. It was just getting ridiculous. It was like $1,000 here, $2,000 there for all this dental work, and I was just like, I can't afford this anymore. And finally, my husband, about 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, said, honey, I really don't like that you don't go to the dentist. Would you please go to the dentist? I didn't have any major problems with my teeth, but I do remember having some discomfort with my gums and stuff, and so I was like, yeah, alright, fine, I'll go see a dentist. Found one that had good reviews and everything online. And yeah, the main problem I had was what's called gum recession. My gums were receding, so that was a problem. I wasn't full-on gingivitis or anything, but definitely having my gums receding. Had some microfractures in my teeth, and had several old fillings that that hadn't been touched since the last time I saw a dentist, like I said, 10-15 years before. And they were starting to degrade, and so they did need to be replaced. And I did some research online. I was like, okay, these kind of amalgam fillings do have to be replaced every 10 to 20 years because they do degrade. So I'm like, okay. And he doesn't do amalgam fillings anymore. He does the composite, so it looks like your tooth. So for the first time in a long time, my if you actually look inside my mouth, it's not all black with the amalgam fillings anymore. It all looks like tooth now, and I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of nice. I like that. But part of the problem, because I also grind my teeth apparently, and no other dentist ever picked up on that, so I started having to wear a mouth guard at night. But that in and of itself wasn't going to help solve some of the problems, because some of the grinding was because my teeth were crooked, and the way I was grinding with the crooked teeth, it was not helping the cracks that I already had in my teeth, and it was also exacerbating the gum recession problem. So he was like, okay, you probably should think about getting your teeth straightened. My family never had money to get me braces when I was a kid, and I never thought of getting them as an adult, because, well, it's a vanity thing. I was like, they're crooked, but they're not that crooked. But he was like, but there's a medical reason for it. So I was like, okay, well, part of me always kind of wanted to get my teeth straightened, but again, I didn't want to be seen as so vain that I needed to spend a lot of money to straighten my teeth. But because I actually had a valid medical reason for this, and then also because of that, I also have insurance that covered a good chunk of it, thankfully. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll go get my teeth straightened. So he gave me a list of orthodontists that he recommended, and I did some research online, found one that I liked. And so a week after I got back from my honeymoon is when I started with my Invisalign treatment. I'd actually had gone through all the appointments and all the measurements and things weeks before that, but then we scheduled it so that I started after the honeymoon, so I didn't have to wear them during my honeymoon. And then I've been wearing them since. I'm on my second to last tray now. So my teeth are a lot straighter than they were 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, so I don't know if you can tell, but these two teeth here, this tooth on this side overlapped this one, and they both stuck out a little bit. I mean, not a ton. I mean, you have to really look closely to see it, but that was one of the problems. And then down here on the bottom, I had one tooth that was like forward, and the other ones were pushed back, and they were a little overlapping as well, so there was a little crowding and stuff going on there. So all of these are nice and straight, this is nice and straight, and there's obviously other gaps and things that have been fixed in the back that aren't cosmetic necessarily, but just kind of fixing things so that it fits the way it's supposed to in my mouth. And sure enough, me and my bad luck with my stupid teeth, the one crown that was done by that huckster that I had, that was like kind of my last straw before I finally gave up going to the dentist for a long time. He did a crown up here, and I was eating a piece of chocolate over the holidays, and guess what? That crown came out, and apparently it took part of my tooth with it. So I went to see the dentist, obviously, and he took a look, and there's not enough tooth left for them to do a root canal and put a crown on it. There just isn't enough for the crown to hold on to. So I'm like, great. Now there's no pain, there's no inflammation, there's no problem. I could literally just leave it alone. It's way in the back of my mouth here, you can't really see it. But here's the complicating thing. If I don't get it taken care of, it's gonna mess up the Invisalign teeth straightening. Primarily on the top teeth, obviously. And like, great. I just spent all this money and all this time and all this complication to get my teeth straightened, and I can't let it, losing a crown screw this up. So now I've had to go find a periodontist, and I'm now planning on getting oral surgery. Basically, I need an implant. So what they have to do is take out what's left of the tooth, do a bone graft to reinforce the ridge, because it's up here right beneath my sinus cavity, and there's not very much bone there to begin with, so they have to do an initial reinforcement. Then in 3 to 6 months, once I'm healed, they're going to have to come back in and do what's called a sinus lift. So they have to take my sinus membrane, lift it up, and do an additional bone graft to build up enough bone so that we can put an implant in there. Right now there just isn't enough bone for it to hold on to. So then another 3 to 6 months after that, then they're going to put the actual implant into where the bone grafts have all gone. And then you have to wait, I don't forget how long, a few weeks, months, whatever, until the implant itself has grafted itself onto the bone, so that it's secure. And then at that point I get to go back to my dentist and have him create a crown for me and attach the crown to the implant. That's about anywhere from a half a year to a year and a half worth of healing and surgery and good stuff, just for one stupid tooth. Great. So, like I said, it's like rotten teeth. I swear, rotten teeth. But at least I've made it this far without having dentures. I'm gonna have one implant, which is kind of a denture because it's gonna be a fake tooth. And at least I'm not gonna have to worry about that tooth because it's fake, so it's not gonna go bad. It's not like I could skip brushing it because I mean it's right there, but it's not gonna have cavities. It's, you know, not gonna need another crown. I'm not gonna need a root canal on it. It's all good. And just a pain in the butt. And anyway, question of the week: do any of you have stories of dental nightmares, or do you just go every 6 months and get a cleaning and you're just good to go? You know, I'd love to hear your experiences with your dental hygiene and everything, with dentists and stuff. Leave comments down below. Have you had any bad dentists who just keep wanting to do work even though you're not sure you really need it? And then fitness update last week. In the long run, I only went to the gym twice. I meant to go 3 times, but just didn't feel well. But I did spend 2 hours one day doing housework. So like kind of counts, sort of. So yeah, I kind of failed last week. But this week so far, I went one Monday, I went today. Today's Wednesday when I'm filming this, and then I have one more day, Thursday. So hopefully I have to get it in because I can't Friday because my surgery's on Friday. So we'll see if I'm able to speak for my vlog next week or not. I may make a part 2 of this and just give a quick update about my surgery next week. We'll see. And then next week my husband gets surgery. He has a deviated septum and he's finally getting that fixed. So long story there. But anyway, so that's everything on my side this week. I hope you guys are all having a good week. And hopefully I'll see you next week. If not, you'll know why. Take care. Bye-bye.